Hello and welcome to News 10 Minutes. Today, we'll travel back more than 1,000 years to explore the world of the Kojiki, Japan's oldest written record. The Kojiki is not just a book of legends. It's a story about how the world began, how the gods were born, and how people came to live on the islands that became Japan. It was written in the early 8th century, around the year 712, during the Nara period. At that time, Japan had just begun to form as a nation, and its leaders wanted to preserve the stories that explained where the country and its people came from. The emperor ordered a scholar named Ono Yasumaro to record these ancient oral tales, which had been memorized and recited for generations by a storyteller named Hida no Ar. Through their efforts, the stories of Japan's beginnings were finally written down in a book that became known as the Kojiki. The Kojiki is divided into 3 parts. The first part tells of the creation of heaven and earth, and the birth of the gods. The second part tells how those gods shaped the land and passed it down to their descendants. And the final part connects the divine world to human history, ending with the story of Japan's first emperor, Jinmu. At the beginning, the world was silent and shapeless, a mix of sky and sea, light and darkness. Then, the first gods appeared, followed by others who worked to bring order to chaos. Among them were a male and a female deity, who stirred the sea with a spear and created the first island. From there, they gave birth to more islands, and soon, the land of Japan was formed. But their story was not just about creation. When the goddess gave birth to the god of fire, she was badly burned and passed away. The male god, filled with sorrow, traveled to the land of the dead to bring her back. However, what he saw there was not the wife he remembered. Frightened, he fled back to the world of the living, and in doing so, he sealed the border between life and death. From that moment, life and death became part of the same cycle, one ending so another could begin. It's one of the oldest expressions of the Japanese belief that death is not an end, but a return to nature. Later in the story, new gods are born. Among them, the most famous are the sun goddess Amaterasu and her brother, the storm god Susanoo. Amaterasu brings light and order to the world, while Susanoo represents chaos, strength, and emotion. When Susanoo's wild behavior causes pain and destruction, Amaterasu hides herself in a cave, and the world falls into darkness. The other gods gather to bring her out. They sing, dance, and laugh so loudly that Amaterasu becomes curious and opens the door. The light returns, and the world is restored. This story explains more than just day and night. It reflects the ancient idea that harmony is born from balance, that even after darkness, light will always return. After being banished from heaven, Susanoo descends to the land of Izumo. There, he meets a family tormented by a giant serpent. Using wisdom and courage, he defeats the creature and finds a sword inside its tail. This sword would later become one of Japan's sacred treasures, the Kusanagi no Tsurugi, or grass-cutting sword. Through these stories, the Kojiki shows that power and destruction are not purely evil. They are forces that, when guided by wisdom, can protect and create. Eventually, the gods pass their rule to their descendants. The grandson of Amaterasu descends from heaven to govern the earth, and his bloodline continues until the birth of Emperor Jinmu, the first emperor of Japan. From this point, the Kojiki moves from the world of gods to the world of humans. It connects mythology and history, suggesting that the divine and the human worlds are part of one story. More than a myth, the Kojiki is a reflection of how the Japanese people understood the world around them. Nature was not something to conquer, but something to live with, both beautiful and dangerous, both generous and unpredictable. In this way, the Kojiki shaped the foundation of Japanese culture, a respect for nature, harmony, and balance. It also reminds us that imperfection is part of life. Even the gods make mistakes, lose loved ones, and seek forgiveness. Through those experiences, the world becomes richer and more complete. That message, written more than 1,000 years ago, still speaks to us today. It tells us that endings are also beginnings, that darkness always brings light, and that all living things are connected in the same flow of time. Thank you for listening. This is News 10 Minutes, where we share stories of history, science, and culture in a calm, easy to understand way. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and give it a like.